I can see the future. And it says the Odyssey will win Best Picture. So today I saw the latest film by Christopher Nolan, the Odyssey. Now, Christopher Nolan is a interesting filmmaker, in my opinion, because I don't love him. I think a lot of his movies, specifically his scripts, are a little bit wonky, and I don't fully get what he's trying to convey in them. But it's Nolan. When he makes good movies, he makes fantastic movies. The Dark Knight, my favorite movie of all time. So it's kind of hard not to be excited for a new Nolan, and he's doing the Odyssey, which is a story I love. I'm really interested by Greek mythology. Even though I'm a Christian, I believe in God with my full heart and soul. But I think Greek mythology is really interesting. I was excited to see how Nolan would take on this source material. And I'm here to tell you, the Odyssey, it's so peak, bro. The Odyssey is so good. I just kind of want to get the intro done, because I've been dying to talk about this movie. I saw it an hour away from where I live, so I'm dying. I'm dying here to talk about this movie. Before I dive in, I need to know your opinions on the Odyssey. Did you love it? Please say you loved it. Controversies aside, if you haven't seen the movie and you're only going by, oh my goodness, the casting decisions were bad, shut up, okay? Because we'll talk about the cast here in a minute. Shut up. No, if you've seen the movie, I want to know your opinions. And if you haven't seen it, are you excited for it? I would love to know all that and more. And while you're down there, if you would subscribe, like button, hit the bell, comment down below. Again, like I said, I'm already 2 minutes into this video. I want to dive in. This is Christopher Nolan's Magnum Opus. And you could say that about 5 different Christopher Nolan films, right? Oppenheimer, everybody was saying it's his Magnum Opus, and that was true. This is Christopher Nolan's second Magnum Opus. And if you can say that Christopher Nolan has had 2 Magnum Opuses in 3 years, that is a truly special filmmaker. And I know I said, I'm not, like, some of his movies, the stories kind of hard to convey, right? Like Tenet or Inception. But this and Oppenheimer, it's going to be hard not to be unbelievably excited for another Christopher Nolan film next. I wanted to dive into his filmography before this came out, but the way the summer's been shaking me up, I haven't been able to do that, so I plan on doing that later in the year. Anyways, this might be my favorite Nolan film besides The Dark Knight. It's only besides The Dark Knight because that is my favorite movie of all time. This movie is so good. Every filmmaking aspect in this film is perfect. I saw it in IMAX the way Mr. Nolan intended. And I didn't see it in 70mm because, unfortunately, Missouri doesn't have any 70mm areas, or else I would drive, I don't know how far, to go see this movie in 70mm. But saw it in IMAX, looks great. The cinematography is phenomenal. If it's just somebody sitting and talking, the movie looks good. I was blown away just by singular shots in this movie. Cinematography, so good. The CGI is great. And there is a lot of CGI. The Cyclops that we haven't fully seen. We've seen snippets of it. And, like, not in full brightness. We've seen tiny little snippets of it. The Cyclops looks insane. The CGI, all the creatures, everything that you need CGI for. Some of the best CGI I've seen in a film in my entire life. This film might have the best sound design in a film I have seen in my entire life. The sound design is insane. There is a sequence involving a storm in this movie that the lighting, the cinematography, the sound design was just a sensory overload, and that is exactly what Nolan wanted to give you, and it works. And there are several sequences throughout this movie that I am just, like, I love movies. I love how movies are made. How did Nolan pull this off? And I want to go back to the theater to watch this movie right now just because of 2 or 3 sequences that are unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. And then you got the GOAT, Ludwig Göransson, doing the score. So, it's obviously great. His last score, Sinners, I believe won. It was either nominated for Best Original Score or won Best Original Score. I'm actually 99% sure it won. Ludwig Göransson is great. By the way, that score was Sinners. But none of this would work if without Christopher Nolan's casting. I cannot name any filmmaker besides one other one besides Nolan that can pull this off. And the other one is Denis Villeneuve, because he's doing the Dune films, and this is basically, in my opinion, Christopher Nolan's Dune, where it's this big, sweeping, arcing story that nobody could pull off but Christopher Nolan. And when I was thinking, he's not my favorite, but I think he's still really talented, this movie reminds me of how good of a filmmaker Nolan is. Alright, let's dive into the cast here, because the cast is insane. You got Matt Damon as Odysseus, who is just really good. Obviously, it's Matt Damon. Anything he's in, he's really good. His character is able to convey such great and... what's the term here? Great and depressing but hopeful emotions at the same time. He's so good in this movie. Then you got Tom Holland, who isn't causing as much controversy as some other members of this cast, but people that I've been seeing in the early reactions before I could see the movie are saying that he's just being Tom Holland. Hard disagree. Easily the best performance of Tom Holland's career. I don't understand how you can watch this movie and think that he's just being Tom Holland. Then you got Anne Hathaway in this movie. She's obviously so unbelievably good in here. Zendaya in here for, like, if you get people like Zendaya in here to just say, like, maybe one or two lines, you know your cast is stacked. You got Robert Pattinson as sort of this villain character who just plays this guy so perfectly. Pattinson, everything he does completely blows me away. I cannot wait to see him in Dune Part 3 later this year. But he was unbelievably good, gives one of his best performances. The one that is causing the controversy, actually the two that are causing the controversy, are the pretty obvious ones too. Elliot Page and Lupita Nyong'o. I'm here to say, number one, I did not know Lupita Nyong'o was even in this movie. I thought all the controversy was because of Elliot Page. And then I did some research and I'm like, why are people mad that Lupita Nyong'o is in this movie when she is a clearly phenomenal actress? Let me name some of the movies she's in that she kills in. Us, A Quiet Place Day One, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She has a voicing role in The Wild Robot, The Woman King. Lupita Nyong'o, since when is she getting all this hate? And I hate to be that kind of person, but it kind of seems that we're mad that a black woman is in a movie. Kind of seems a little racist. I'm not one to point fingers saying everybody's racist, but it kind of seems a little racist, man. She's good in this movie. But let's go back to Elliot Page, right? Where I can totally 110% understand the controversy, right? Not only is that subject an extremely touchy subject in today's world of, like, trans and all that. I'm not going to dive into it because this channel's not about that. But in the film itself, this is a period piece. People like Elliot Page definitely stood out as a sore thumb, right? Because you know that used to be a woman, and now he's a guy. So kind of stood out like a sore thumb compared to everybody else who was cast in this movie. I am here to say, however, I don't think the performance is bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I don't think he's necessarily a good actor, but the performance that he gives is incredible. Incredible might be a stretch. Is really good. Really, really good. Where the type of character he's playing, he portrays it very well. There's one sequence in the movie, probably my favorite sequence in the entire movie, crazy to say, that I'm like, that's actually really good. And there's people being like, oh my gosh, he's Achilles. No, he's not. He's not, okay? And then there are obviously, like, there are going to be some people who watch the movie, see a certain line that Matt Damon says in the movie, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, they're giving him special privilege. No, they're not, okay? I thought that the performance was really good. That controversy is insane, in my opinion. Jon Bernthal, Charlize Theron, like, this cast from start to finish, man, is insane. Mia Goth is in this freaking movie, man. So aside from the technical aspects, aside from the cast, the set pieces of this movie are insane. The Odyssey is a journey film, right? It is a massive journey to get from point A to home. And along the lines, you go through Cyclops, giants, sirens, witches, and every single set piece is insane. The first one of the movie is the Cyclops sequence. And I tell you, I've seen Obsession twice. I'm about to watch it 3 times. It's on Peacock now. Just so everybody knows, you can check it out on Peacock. But seeing that movie twice, terrified. The Cyclops sequence in this movie is the most disgusted and horrified I've been during any sequence in a movie all year, and perhaps the last 2 or 3 years, honestly. And then you get sequences like the witch sequence. There is body horror in our Christopher Nolan movie. There is body horror. This movie is, I'm going to push it one further. This, until the third act, is a straight horror film. It's genuinely disgusting, gross, and scary. And every single set piece, this whole journey, is just filled with awesome Christopher Nolan set pieces that just make this effortlessly entertaining while also making you admire the filmmaking craft on skill here. The script and the story, I know like I said at the beginning of the video, I dodge Christopher Nolan for that. And I gotta say, I think this script might be Christopher Nolan's best script. A lot of people that I've seen, like, one of their complaints is the non-linear storytelling. I kind of like that. Where it's not really told out of order. Like, we get, like, the very beginning of the movie, you don't really know what point in time in this journey you're truly in. But once it starts to get into things, and I'm not saying the beginning is bad. I was invested from the very start. I think it just hits us with a swing, and it goes for a home run in the beginning, and then they just keep hitting home runs over and over. But I thought the pacing and the script and the story is really good. And it's able to keep you invested. It's got plenty of mystery. It's got plenty of emotions. All the dialogue is incredibly sharp. So the script and the story, I love the story of the Odyssey. I love the journey. And like I said, this is a perfect version of that. And then the emotions. Like, there was never anything that fully made me cry. But once you find out what the real theme of this movie is, it's kind of like Oppenheimer. Dealing with a guy who ended a war, dealing with the consequences of ending that war. That's all I'm going to dive into. But what they do with Matt Damon's character in the third act, and even Tom Holland's character and Anne Hathaway's character, perfect stuff. The emotions are all there, and it's a movie that's not just about the journey, but there are deep underlying themes throughout the entire film. So like I said, Christopher Nolan's Magnum Opus. It's just short of 3 hours long. Not gonna lie, I felt the runtime there a little bit, but I don't think we could have cut anything out. The runtime and the journey and the weight of the journey and how exhausted I felt, I think, is the perfect formula to do a movie like this. So, I'm not complaining about the runtime. Part of that's because for the final 2 hours of the movie, I had to pee. And I did not go. I was locked in. I was locked in the entire movie. So, Nolan's Magnum Opus, I think one more watch could even push this above The Dark Knight. Okay, that's being crazy. I love this movie. Like, I cannot wait to dive back into this world. It is Christopher Nolan's Magnum Opus. Besides The Dark Knight, which is my favorite movie of all time, this is his best project. So before I give you my final score, you already know what it's going to be because I didn't say any negatives. Subscribe, like button, hit the bell, comment down below. What are your opinions on the Odyssey if you've seen it? If you have not, are you excited for the movie? And you should be. You should be very excited. It's great. With that said, everything about this movie is perfect. It's Nolan's Magnum Opus. Insane movie. Insane movie. And I cannot believe that what Nolan wanted to do, he pulled off. It's getting an A+. And the Zachy seal of approval. See this one in theaters now. Like, whatever you're doing, go see this movie as soon as you possibly can. I love this movie. I'm dying for a rewatch. It's by far my favorite movie of the year, and the longer I think about it, the better it gets, right? The better this movie gets. So, stay tuned. I know I said that I was going to do that 3 best, 3 worst video. I'm going to film it here before too long after I edit this one, put it out, and it'll be out this weekend. With that said, subscribe.